of words. I think I have an interesting story for you about the power of words. Recently I read a book by someone which name I forgot right now, but it's called From Illusion to Enlightenment, and I can highly recommend it. And in there I was reading something along the following lines. This author was talking to someone and he's telling him that he has two uncles and they are very argumentative, and when they get into an argument with the people around them, and these people are too convincing for them, they are basically showing them that their arguments are wrong, and so they always end the argument with something like, "Oh, you're a pain in the neck, I'm not going to listen to you anymore." That was what one of his uncles was telling the people, and then the other one was saying also to end an argument like, "Oh, you're a pain in the arse." And then this guy went on to tell the author that they both died in their 40s. And now comes the interesting part. One of them, who was always saying, "Oh, you're a pain in the neck," he died of cancer of the throat. And the other one died of cancer of the anus. So actually, when I would have read this, I would say, okay, words are powerful, but maybe not this powerful that they can actually really have the negative energy to cause disease in certain parts of your body if you think about them negatively or associate with them negatively. But then I was thinking back to my own experiences, and I discovered that I had a very similar experience. When I was in, like, let's say 7th grade or something, we had this thing in class. Everyone was bullying everyone, and who could make the meanest jokes about anyone else was just for a while the greatest one. And so we all went on to bully on each other, and yeah, sometimes you fell into the victim position and you would get bullied for like weeks at a time, and until you also came up with enough nice jokes so that you could step up the ladder, so to speak. And I had this time when I then really was bullied, I would say, and I didn't want to go to school. So in the morning I would lie in bed after waking up, and of course I could just say I'm sick, but I also didn't like just lying, so I was lying there in bed and saying, "Oh, the best thing would just be to be really sick, sick." So I would feel my stomach and I would feel the sensations there, and whenever I was able to feel something that resembles pain, I would go into that. I would say, "Oh, there's some pain, so I'm sick today, I don't need to go to school." And I was doing that for several times and it worked. Actually, I felt sick, I had some pains, and so I could say, "Oh, I'm sick, I cannot go to school," and I didn't even have to lie. So that was that's why I did it. I also didn't like the feeling of lying to my parents and saying I was sick. So yeah, and go figure, I became diagnosed with a chronic inflammatory intestinal disease like 1 year later or something, which then really got out of control. This thing I was my words and my intention to feel sick, it worked too well. I actually developed this illness, and this made me, when I read this in the book, it made me think again about how we, I think, greatly underestimate how powerful our words are. And not only our words, to a large degree much more our thoughts, because they are an ongoing process. That's what we repeat over and over again in our brains, in our heads, all day. And yeah, we would probably do better to have a little bit more control over that, and just don't give negative thoughts the weight they usually get from us. And yeah, so just wanted to share this interesting story with you, because I think many people are not in a position to believe that words can be that powerful if they haven't experienced it themselves. So whatever comes your way, what you learn about needs to fall on a certain background of your own experiences, so that you can actually take it up and implement it and really, let's say, know it, not just believe it, because you can believe all kinds of shit, but really to know things is a different thing. So yeah, that's it for the video. Let's see you in the next one. Goodbye.